Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again, Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I am Liz Quinn, your star Scentsy consultant. So today, what I have for you is probably a little bit more than a week of weekly what I've been warming. There is a ton of stuff here on this table, and this specific week I have been doing a lot of sorting in my home, so I might have overdone it on the wax also because I've been looking at all the things that I have, and especially with my Scentsy, categorizing and tabulating and all that. So let's just dive right on in. You definitely are going to want to grab a cup of coffee. Look at my cute little chicken mug. This is one of my favorites. Or a snack or something, or a blankie, because this is probably going to be a little bit of a longer one, at least for me. Let's dive right on in. It's my favorite chicken mug, by the way. Several years ago, I got a set where you've got that one, which I think is called a Buff Orpington, and then there's a spotted chicken, and there's a rooster, and there's some random duck, and they're all different, but they have like little eggs or feathers or whatever on the backside too, and I hope I never break them because I've never seen anything like it anywhere else. Anyway, what was I melting? I was melting a little bit of everything. Now recently there's been a really fun video going around YouTube where we're doing a tag, which is supposed to be rapid fire, and because I'm not great with technology, I hand wrote all of the questions, so it wasn't exactly rapid fire for me. But one of the questions on there was, are you a seasonal melter or are you a mood melter? And I am primarily a seasonal melter because I really like to match the weather to my mood and the wax all kind of together. Like I wouldn't want to melt pine trees or Christmas spice in July. But this last week or so, I did have a few things that were a little bit outside of my normal because I was just craving them. So I guess that's really a mood melt. So you should be in for a treat. I don't know where to start. I've got piles and piles of wax. So I try to arrange them according to day. One day that I know for sure I melted something specific and it was a little outside of my usual was the 4th of July. So the 4th of July weekend, because I am definitely catching up on this a little over a week between what I've been warming videos. We needed to re-stain or repaint our deck. And if any of you know how much I love to paint, at least my husband did all of the actual decking. He had a special tool for that made it pretty easy. And he screwed all the loose stuff back in because this poor deck behind us has seen definitely better days, but we are just not in a position to fix it or don't demo it or do something new. We'd really like to do a patio out here someday. I think it'd be amazing, but for now, we're just repairing what we have. So we stained and painted and scraped and, fixed for 2 to 3 days. And that's exhausting work. So I really wanted something rewarding when it was the 4th of July itself, and it was a day to relax, and it was something that I wanted to be smelling after 3 days of stain and paint and sweat and everything. So I rewarded myself with a very fall combination. I did Stroop Waffle Delight and Red Delicious. So this was alternate warmers kind of all over the house. I think I pulled more of the Stroop Waffle in here, the front room. It was so, our front room, this is the Florida room. It was so good, you guys. I loved it. So if any of you were blessed to snag some of the Stroop Waffle that was in clearance twice in June, I did sneak in a little order that I think the next day everything was gone, or even that evening. So I got an extra 4 bars of Stroop Waffle, and I felt very free to melt whatever it is that I wanted. It was such a small haul, I didn't film it. I got some Stroop Waffle, some Inner Peace, a couple of My Hero, I think a couple Tiger Lily, and that was it. But I have Stroop Waffle Delight in my quarterly club, and I love it. But because it's only 3 bars a year if you skip one shipment, I hoard this, and I usually only melt it in the fall on a rainy Saturday afternoon. So it was such a pleasure to fill the whole house with the most gooey, golden, decadent pecan waffle. It doesn't actually have pumpkin, but it smells for all the world like pumpkin pecan waffles from Bath & Body Works. It was everywhere. And because it was the 4th of July, I wanted to make it smell kind of like an apple pie, or at least an apple baked good. So I grabbed Red Delicious, which I put in my club for a little bit last year. I did not keep it there, but I love this scent, you guys. It's very similar to, say, Apple Press or Johnny Appleseed, but it's my favorite of all of the plain sort of mac or red apple smells that don't have any spice, they don't have any fall things. And this was really, really nice. Even though it's a tad bit floral, it was really, really good with Stroop Waffle Delight. It almost smelled like caramel apple craze, but not quite. And it just made me so happy. So there's a whole story that went with that one. And we had the loveliest 4th of July. I have a best friend, the one that I tease about only liking 2 cents. She's almost made it to 3 or 4 cents now that I've been working on her for years. She and her family came to my parents' house. My parents live on a beautiful lake. We did barbecued ribs and potato salad and pasta salads, and we went all out and bought a cherry pie and a key lime pie and a special cake to celebrate one of their kids' birthdays from the best bakery in town, the one where, if you watched it years ago, when we had red, white, and berry pie for the first time, I went to the same bakery and bought one of their like mini cherry pies to put with it because I knew I was going to crave cherry pie when I did the review. Anyway, it was the nicest 4th I've had in years. It was fantastic. So it was worth celebrating with special wax. Now the rest of it, I probably won't do, 16-minute stories just for my pile of wax. The couple of days where I was staining and painting with my husband, I wanted something really relaxing when I came back in, drenched with sweat. So I did a whole bunch of rosemary, mint, and lavender together. And this was a really good combination. So I really had wanted Provence lavender and mint fields. I wanted to do these. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. I wanted Winter Wonderland. Yes, but I only had 2 cubes of Winter Wonderland left and couldn't find it because it was in my piles, which a few days later, as I was sorting, I found it. So I ended up substituting mint fields with the Provence lavender. I'm still gonna order some more Provence lavender to go with white out. I am really having trouble with this bar. Winter Wonderland that's currently in BB&B because I think it'll be a fabulous herbal mixer. It's the nicest mint. It can go Christmas, but even though it's called Winter Wonderland, it's just a really good mint that's not grassy. So I went with the grassy mint because that's what I had. So the mint fields and the Provence lavender, very nice. I had 1 lonely clam left of French lavender. I put that in alternate warmers with the other combination, and then in a couple of warmers, I did some rosemary mint. So that was very herbal. It was very relaxing. It sort of cooled me down emotionally when I would come in from sweating and getting hand cramps and all the fun stuff when you're, playing Twister out on your old deck. And it was great. So, moral of this story is lavender and mint and rosemary are really, really good together. Mix them in whatever combination you have, and you should be pretty happy. So we did that. Then another day, I did a whole bunch of pink stuff. So Surfer Chick is a really, really nice and unusual scent that we had in BB&B a couple years ago. This has guava. I think it has some cherry, maybe a little bit of citrus. And it's a really happy smell, but not super strong. Strong enough to do the Florida room pretty well. So I put pretty much all of this bar in this room in 3 warmers. And then in the middle of the house, this was so good, you guys. I did pink pineapple sugar, which is currently available in the catalog. You guys have got to try this bar if you have not. It's not incredibly strong, but it's just lovely. So it's got almost like a creaminess, but it's like a sugar scrub creaminess. It's not edible, but then you get this coconutty something going on, and the pink pineapple, it is a lovely, lovely scent and just a pure pleasure to melt. And it was good with the Surfer Chick. And then in the front room, because I wanted to revisit a couple of scents from Teddy Bees, I also used another chunk of Island Bakery. And this just needs to go with scents that aren't going to steamroller it. This is pineapple, peach nectar, tropical fruits, slight hint of coconut milk, strawberry pound cake, and iced lemon cookies. And it's a beautiful summer bakery. But the last time that I melted this, I wasn't smelling it very well, and I put it with some things that just, I think, took it over. This was a better melt combination, and I would definitely buy Island Bakery again. It's not super strong, but it's just so pleasant and sweet and summery in a fruity and slightly almost like a lemon pound cake way. It's really good. So one day, randomly, because I'm not sure where this went, I did some pinkberry sandalwood with some things, just the whole clam. Such a nice smell. This is also currently available. And this is good for like a summer rainy day, which we've had a few of. When we did the deck, it was incredibly hot, and that's what you want for that type of work. You want it to be hot, you want everything to dry well, which it did. But the next few days have been rainier, cozier, cuddlier, and it's just been so nice. So the pinkberry sandalwood really brought that relaxation that I needed to recuperate. My hips were sore for like 4 days. Even my husband, who's a very hard worker with his typical physical job, he's like, things ache that shouldn't ache. We're getting a little older. But this was just like a cozy, cuddly hug, and I did that in some different bedrooms. So I'm not sure why that was in the front room pile, but that's okay. And then another day I did this combination, which if you still have Tropic Nectar, which is retired, and you can put it with the current Santorini Blossoms, you guys, this was pure summer magic. So the Santorini Blossoms is my favorite from our Destinations collection, which is current. It's in our summer 5-bar bundle, and if you don't have a Scentsy Club, but you like this bar best out of all the different bars that are in that bundle, or you like another one best, and you don't want to keep getting the bundles because certain things in it you don't want, just do like a one and done shipment where you jack up the number of bars and get it at reduced shipping and all that. Santorini Blossoms. I'm gonna keep this in my club, so I didn't put a whole bunch in, but I'm getting a shipment of bi-monthly wax this month that is a temporary club for me, where I put in 6 of the one that's the sun-drenched cotton. I love that, but I don't really think I want to carry that for a long time, where I will this one. So I just put up the quantity of bars, I'll get a stack, and then I'll pull it when I combine everything in August. But this one, creamy and luscious and beautiful. It's got a little bit of fruitiness, a little bit of coconuttiness, and then just all this. It's floral, but it's in a way that's fruity too. It's just lovely. And I did that with Tropic Nectar, which has been a favorite of mine in the past. This is like a coconut milk creamy version of a Hawaiian punch. It's not as strong as, say, Paradise Punch. Very good. So if you can have these two in your collection, I would do them on the same day. So good. Okay, I think we're gonna go to the funny story day. So Gregory's not really too much of a complainer when it comes to what I melt in the house. I'd say out of a year, he violently complains 2 or 3 times at the most. Like, that's a bad year. I'm getting ready to hopefully snatch some of the Second and Spruce wax that's going to be on their RTS, I think, tonight. And I had ordered, just cautiously, a few things, just dipping my toe in the pre-order that was in March, I think, for Emerald City. And I didn't do a dedicated haul on that because there wasn't enough to do. If I get the amount that I think I'm going to get tonight in the RTS, I may do a haul on this because I'm loving her wax. But I wanted to try a few of the things. I got a few of the mini loaves, and I thought this was going to be a home run. My husband, actually, he's Sicilian. He's not Greek, but he's Sicilian. He's Irish. They love their strong coffee. They like their pastries. So I thought, my big fat Greek coffee, this was going to be a home run, right? All right, it says there's bold coffee, baklava, hints of rich vanilla bakery. And Greg has no idea whose wax is in the warmer. Usually it's Scentsy. About 80% of the time it's Scentsy in our house. And he gets ready for work reasonably late. Like, he starts his jobs at 9. Most men are up and out earlier, but we do everything locally and it's home based, so he's not really gone super early. So I had all the wax in the warmers. I had loaded it up with this wonderful, super rich, decadent, bold coffee with bakery smell, right? He comes out of the bedroom, what stinks? And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be bad. And so I looked at the trash. We looked at a whole bunch of things. I said, do you think it's the wax? He's like, no, I don't think it's the wax. I held the dish right up to his nose. He's like, no, I think we're okay. So I breathed a sigh of relief, finished putting more wax in more warmers because I was really digging this. And then he came home from his first job. So he's usually gone like 2 to 3 hour blocks at a time, comes home, does things to re-outfit his truck, put more water in it, whatever, and leaves again. He comes in the house, he's like, oh, it stinks worse than it did before. I'm like, I bet it's the wax. He said, yeah, it smells like stale popcorn. You tell those people on the channel that I don't like this. So here's the thing. I loved it. And my daughter was fine with it. I thought this was really good. Husband was not a fan. So we will not be buying more of that one. Thank God he didn't complain about No Place Like Home. That's the one I really want to get more of tonight. So more Second and Spruce wax later, but I just thought that was too funny of a story. I think her wax is amazing. It's wonderfully strong. The packaging is beautiful. All good things. But my husband does not want any more of that one for sure. Okay. Now, what did I put in to get rid of the curse of the big fat Greek coffee? I grabbed something because I wanted bakery. It was one of those days. Pumpkin tiramisu. This is one of those scents that you could use all year long. And you could rename this thing brown sugar, oh, like brown sugar mascarpone cream. It doesn't really smell like pumpkin at all, but it's so good. I'm so glad that this is in my club. I'm so happy about it. And that seemed to take off the curse of whatever the stinky popcorn smell was that he got out of the Greek one with the coffee, and vanilla amber. So those two together were nice. The vanilla amber smelled a little bit Play-Doh-y with the coffee smell, so I had turned that off. I know I like it, they just didn't go well together, but it was perfectly fine with the pumpkin tiramisu. So this one's in the catalog. This is a beautiful buttercream. It's very much vanilla bean buttercream with some more stuff, and it's got an ambery note and sort of a white rum. So this was a good bakery any time of the year fix for me. Now, another day, I think that I was needing to freshen or palate cleanse or whatever. So I grabbed a bunch of bergamot and solar driftwood, which is gorgeous, you guys. It's so pretty. This was something I stocked up on from a BB&B. I did not actually club that, and now the dogs are gonna go nuts. We're gonna see if we can power through this, and if not, then I'll cut the video and paste it back together. But this one, this is a very light and beautiful smell. It's got just enough with the driftwood and the bergamot, and then just a tiny, tiny bit of almost like citrus rind or zest that is very uplifting and relaxing. And then another thing that I was doing at the same time was Sea Breeze. This is still in that bi-monthly club. I don't know if I'll keep it for forever, but this is like a really heady tropical white floral scent meets Blue Grotto. It's so beautiful. This was part of our Puerto Rico collection last year, and it had been randomly available to re-add to club at some point this spring, which was weird, but I put it back in. So this is really strong, very nice, like 2 cubes will do ya for a long time, and I enjoyed that. And then also some glacier water. I think this one I was specifically using in my daughter's room, so I'm kind of out of order of what was where, but I was trying to group what I did on the same day because it's been a little long and I'm forgetting. Oh, and this is so pretty. This was in a flash sale bundle, like late spring. Very, very good scent. It's got some lavender and then like an icy, almost mineral water quality, and it feels and smells cold to your emotions and your nose. It's really good. She loves that one. So, another day, what was this one for? I'm trying to decide why this was, I think I know why this was important. I had told you guys in the last video about weird questions about club, combining, skipping, all that stuff, that I had also found out that on the regular website, you can avail yourself of this special club members only area where you can get goodies. I bought a beautiful warmer, and I told you guys it would spark my ability to redo the house, right? So I almost filmed in the front room, but it's a lot more cramped than back here, and you have told me, some of you, that you really enjoy seeing the birds and the trees. Kenya, come. And she has been in rare form with a bunch of people outside doing repair work the last couple days. Kenya, come. Come. So hopefully she will settle down. Anyway, I redid the whole front room, and here comes the husband. I bet we're gonna have to cut the video because it's just the way that it's going to be. So there's always chaos in my house, you guys. I'm so sorry. I try to find spaces to film, and it's just okay. So I had redecorated. That's where I'm going with this. And I already told them. They know the whole story. Don't interrupt the video.
That's the worst. Let me just say, I don't want to get on camera, but I'll say this.
Honey, don't.
It is the worst smell I've ever, it's one of the worst ever. It smelled like popcorn and
I know, I already told them
with butter in it, like the next day. It's sitting in your garbage can.
I told them.
All right.
Dear.
I just had to let people know my personal
Okay, so
opinion.
I already told you how dramatic he was. Now he's gone over the top. So this is going to be like the most real video I've ever done with you guys. So let's soldier on here. So I had been inspired to redecorate. I put a bunch of brown in the front room, which seems weird for around the middle of the summer, but I had this beautiful picture with a boat that's all done in sepia tones. And I had these really pretty pillows that have sea urchins, and they're done in like golden brown. It's very like sepia old photograph. So I wanted something wood to go with the new look. So I grabbed Vanilla Oak, which was in the Father's Day collection. Now, here's the thing. This is why it's so hard to pick what you want to put in your club and what you don't. Vanilla Oud was in that collection, and so was Vanilla Bourbon. I have both of those safely clubbed. I did my first bar of Vanilla Oak, and I'm like, it's okay. I don't know if I love this. I have so much wax. I've got Vanilla Suede. I mean, you name it. Vanilla with wood, vanilla with leather, vanilla with, spice. I have it. So I did and keep this in my club. And of course, yesterday, I loved it. So Vanilla Oak is a really old school smell, and it is very similar to Vanilla Suede, and that's why I didn't keep it in my club, because I've got piles of the other one. But it was exactly what I wanted. It matched that sepia tone photograph, old, very relaxed summer feeling that I was trying to do in the front room. This was great, and it threw very well. So then back here, I did Sunsets, and this is available. So this also has that woodiness, it has pink pepper, it has a whole bunch of stuff going on in it. And it's just really nice. So those two were a good pairing, and then I had a few sad little cubes of Circle of Life left. All of these have a woody base, and they weren't so heavy that I felt like it was wintertime wax, but it was great. And it just put me in the mood for all the things. So let's soldier on. Okay, so after the horrible day that husband decided he needed to reemphasize for you guys, I felt like I needed to apologize to him. So how do you make up when you have offended your husband's olfactory senses? You give him citrus. So I did lots of citrus. We did Squeeze a Day, which is his favorite scent of all time. We did some coconut lemongrass. Now I'm finding that this particular clam, it's a few years old, and it's big, it's a brick, right? I think this is kind of losing its luster. So I may go back to bars of coconut lemongrass, because it's a lot to get through in a reasonable amount of time. It's a great scent. You can get this in club. It's a really good value, especially if it's half off, right? But these last few cubes, they're getting a little waxy smelling, and I'm afraid they're gonna turn. So, and then I did freshwater sage. So all of these were going in the house at the same time, different warmers, some were mixed. Oh my goodness, you guys, it was so good. And then my younger daughter came in from camp. She went to 2 different church camps this year. It's been crazy. She's like, Mom, it smells so good in here. So the freshwater sage, it just paired very, very well, because I think there's bergamot, which is another citrus in this, with the Squeeze Today and the coconut lemongrass. And the husband was happy once again. So we made amends. And then I was really trying to pound through the bricks last week, because I could see light at the end of the tunnel. My summerberry melon, like, this is a good smell. It's available in the catalog. It's got sort of a raspberry, strawberry, cassava melon. It's nice, a little bit forgettable for me, but it's a soothing scent. Got through that in a bunch of bedrooms. That was good. I love Beach Daisy, which I have about 3/4 of another brick left, but it's very soft. So I usually pair that with beach, and with as hot as it had been about a week and a half ago, I was looking for scents to perform well in the air conditioning. I still had to turn a couple of warmers off, because beach, it is a beast. It's got really heavy papaya and coconut and suntan fruits. Then the Beach Daisy is a lot airier, and it smells like daisies and fresh, like walking on the beach air, and then some melon. So good together. And then this is not the brick. I didn't want to show you the other one. It's so gross. My original brick of Fluffy Fleece. I didn't really think I liked Fluffy Fleece back in the day. But as with many scents, where if you're stuck with a whole brick, because this was one of those holiday brick collections several years ago, eventually you warm through it and you kind of learn to like something. So I had this horribly nasty brick where I'd whacked up all the little bits. I'd peeled the top off. I don't even know why, but I finally got through that. And I threw that thing away, and I got my nice looking brick from the flash sale to show you guys. So I got almost a whole brick of this left to work through, but that's like 4 clams down. Brick clams, you guys, that's a day to rejoice. So then I had a lot of people that you've been wonderful, and you've mailed me wax of all kinds. I've done swaps. Some of you have just done it out of the goodness of your heart, and you have wanted me to try more than just Scentsy. So I've gotten piles of different vendor wax samples, and I'm very slowly working through them. So here are a couple. I believe these were from Charity, so forgive me if I have the wrong one, but I've just been deluged in wax, which is great. But I tried a sample of something by Candles by Victoria, which I believe she's closing. It's called Toes in the Sand. This is a scent shot, I guess. It was nice. It smells an awful lot like Scentsy Sea Sun and Fun, but it's a little sharper. So I left it in my bedroom for a while, but I pulled it out because that sharpness was getting to me a little bit. And then I did try 2 wonderful little sample cups from Lavender and Speckles. And I know Beth runs Lavender and Speckles. I know she's a believer. I know she has a fantastic reputation in the wax community. I just really haven't gotten around to trying her wax yet. These 2 were wonderful. So we had strawberries and cream and bless your heart. This was such a nice, just cozy, homey, creamy strawberry smell. And then I loved salty, which is EGT, and Lav Cocoa, Milk, Sea Air, and Mallow Fluff. So this is like a summery version of an Earl Grey tea. This I could get behind. I loved this. I'd love more of it. I have no idea what she does and when she does it because every vendor is different in how they pour and what they pour and what their strategy is, but that I would love more of. Okay, next pile. I told you this was gonna be a long video, you guys. Next pile was I wanted some freshness and just that light seaside kind of scent. I think I just done all of the really heavy wood smells before that. Ocean Shimmer, which is another one of our new releases right now with Scentsy. This is so good, you guys. But it's pretty light. So I wanted to put this with something a little bit more, like they had more body. So I also put in Blue Lagoon. This is blue sugar, sea moss, water mint, cedarwood, tropical flowers, and citrus. This is like a really nice, refreshing, summery blue sugar smell. It's not too masculine. I seem to really like most blue sugar blends. And these 2 were really, really nice together. Kind of floaty with enough body to have some staying power. And then in the bedroom for a couple days, oh, this is the most beautiful smell, you guys. Somewhere With You from our last pre-order with Teddy Bees, Italian lemons, sweet violets, rose de mal, and bergamot. Lavender, vanilla, salty driftwood, and beach nights. Oh, guys, please. I need more of this. This is so good. I can't even really describe it to you because it's got the Bondi Beach, but then you add all that other salty driftwood and beach nights in the vanilla. This is just a masterpiece. Love it. It's perfect for bedrooms. So soothing and wonderful. Okay, so let's go to what was in all the bedrooms, bathrooms, little bit of stuff in the bathroom, things in the basement, and I have one more whole day of melting, so we'll do that first. So today, I had a lot of rain this afternoon, so I was just craving blackberry spice. That's in here. This beautiful warmer behind me that was, I think, our April warmer of the month, the Sakura warmer. Gorgeous. If you guys can still get that, that is worth it. I know right now the way I had the camera set up, you can't see the details. If that's still on the website, the Sakura warmer, gorgeous, definitely worth getting. Anyway, so this is in there. Blackberry spice is one of those smells that when you want a fall scent, but you don't really want to do like pumpkin in July, this was just the best. I kind of am sad that it's not in my club, but you can only keep so much, right? It's got blackberry. I think it's got some apple. It has a tiny bit of blueberry and cedar. And so it just envelops you with this warmth and coziness that I think of early fall or very late summer. And it's definitely ticking the boxes for me today. So at the same time, I'm working on the Dornishman's Life. This is another one I would totally get more of if it's offered. Palo Santo, blackberries, marshmallow fireside, and the slightest hint of lemon. This is so cozy. And it smells like it should be a winter scent, but I really like it in the summertime. I'm not quite sure why, but it's just a cozy, soulful blackberry marshmallow smell, but that tiny bit of lemon does something to it. And then I also just had one souffle of I Heart Vanilla Blackberry, and the blackberry from this vendor, from Teddy Bees, is so beautiful. Creamy vanilla marshmallow, vanilla milkshake, boardwalk marshmallow, and juicy blackberries. Just the best. Okay, now, things that were in the bedrooms, a couple things in my bathroom. We have 2 tiny little bathrooms, and only one of them has a plug where I can even use a wax warmer. And then all the other things were in the basement. Black Tie Affair. This was really nice. I did this in the basement one day. This was Father's Day a couple years ago. It has a tobacco and vanilla and grapefruit and vetiver thing going on. Gorgeous. That makes a really good scent circle too. I got a bunch of those for Greg. Coconut Palm. This is a waxy, but I like it, kind of coconut scent. And this was great on one of the super hot days outside. And I actually did this with Coastal Sunset. Okay, this is a pile that was supposed to be out in the open concept. It's too much stuff, too many days, can't remember. Coastal Sunset, Coconut Palm, and Barefoot Beach. I think most of these were half clams, and I did all of them in different warmers. They all have some sort of like a woody quality. The patchouli with the coconut and coconut palm makes almost like a suntan oil woody scent. It's really good. Barefoot Beach is the standout, along with Italian Sunshine, for the new releases this spring, summer. Just beautiful. I think that's got macadamia nut, and it definitely has driftwood and some amber and stuff. And then Coastal Sunset is a favorite of mine. This is amethyst amber and the sandalwood, very musky coconut. It's so good for late summer. Those were amazing together. Now, other things that were in corners and pockets of the house. Cactus Flower Lime. This is current in BB&B. Very, very nice. It's very spa-like. It's got a little bit of lime, a lot of green tea, and it's still pretty balanced. As I've said before, sometimes scents like this one, as they cure, they get kind of sharp. So I was gonna club that, but I'm thinking maybe I should just pick up 2 or 3 and call it good. We will see. Exotic Vanilla. This is also current BB&B. I love this one. It's not extremely strong. Oh, but it's a vanilla that then has like patchouli. It's kind of resinous. It's got some spices. So it's like a sophisticated older woman's perfume for the fall kind of vanilla. I think this is going to stay in my club for a while. I really like it. It's somewhat subtle, so don't put it in a large space. In the basement today, this is pretty random, but most of it clam with peachy and palm trees, just because as I was sorting all my stacks, there's an area in the basement where I keep the bulk of my Scentsy wax that's not up here in season. Took everything off the shelf, got everything out of, the little gremlin boxes if you're like me. The boxes just multiply when you're not looking, and they've got, overflowing thing with, it's got catalogs, and then there'll be some bars, and there's some cotton cleanups, and oh, look at this. This is the thing from a warmer that you shoved in the corner. This is totally how I am in the dark in the basement, away from the main spaces. So I sorted all that stuff out, put everything back up on the shelf, and there are some half clams that I put in a special place to get through them. So this is one of those. Peachy and palm trees is like a creamy peach coconut smell. It's good. It gets on my nerves a little bit though, so I usually will melt it in the basement, not in main space, but it was great down there today and very cheerful. I used up 4 cubes of Pink Sunshine in the bedroom and then another random warmer somewhere. This is one I also had argued with myself, should I keep it in my club back in the day. It was Valentine's Day. And it's a beautiful, romantic, almost like apple, plum, cherry blossom. I don't even know if those are the real notes, but that's what I get. Gorgeous fruity floral. Makes me so happy. It's good and strong too. Great scent. So I thought we might get up to 45 minutes. We're going to make it to 35 for sure. Last 3 things here are successful things from Second and Spruce that husband did not complain about. Your Green. This is a really homey bakery. Gadzooks, which has zucchini bread, sugar cookie, bomb, sweet milk, and then Baker's Rack, which has bread, croissants, and donuts. This is so cozy. It's just a nice, medium level bakery. It's really good. It reminded me a lot of almond croissant without sugar, or without cinnamon sugar, so I don't know that I need more. If it had been super strong, I'd want more, but that was a nice nice blend. This one I need more of. Bun in the oven plus jammin'. This went and went and went. House biscuits, fresh baked bread, cinnamon, sugar, honey, butter, and jammin', which is raspberry jam and butter toast. This was a perfect summer bakery smell. I would like to get another mini loaf of this. I think it would be amazing in alternate warmers with breakfast in bed from Scentsy, which is a little heavier. That's like a raspberry and pumpkin with cinnamon Danish. Oh, I've heard about how wonderful Erica's bakery wax is, and you're not kidding, people. It's so good. And then I didn't actually purchase this. This was from my friend Chris, who sent me several things last year when we did a swap, and she just buried me in good wax. She didn't care for What the Melon Rita from Second and Spruce, which is muddled watermelon, sugar lime margarita. This is so strong, and it is so good. I'm so happy that she sent this to me. Oh, It's got really good lime margarita. And then it has all that watermelon. It is strong, it's zesty, it's refreshing, perfect for a day like today. So, like I said, 35 minutes, that is really, really good for me when it comes to what I've been warming. And again, I guess you just got a day in the life of Greg and Elizabeth Quinn and a few unsolicited comments from my husband. I love all of the different places and sources for wax. I love the way that vendors have their own small businesses, just like we do for cleaning carpet. I respect their hard work, and it's always so hard for me to criticize any scent, even from Scentsy, because I know someone loves it somewhere and that there was hard work and creativity that went into it. So neither here nor there. I am hoping to get my Bring Back My Bar haul. It's supposed to get dropped off today, but I don't know if I'll have time to film that. I was hoping it would come in the window where I had all my stuff set up, but I didn't. So do any of you have like a hero bar from Bring Back My Bar that you've tried? What's your strategy? Are you going to get some of them in July so that then if you still wanted to club or order more, it's not really extended. They're going to allow the Bring Back My Bars to stay available till mid-August this time. But I wouldn't just do that last minute, order something on August 11th when you wouldn't, if you haven't tried them, if you wouldn't even know whether you wanted more or not. So I would avail yourself of doing an order in July or opening up a club, seeing what you like or not, and then having the leisure time in August of sorting through all the bars that you might want to club or get stacks of between that and then the catalog. And I just got an update from my director. If you are a customer, do know that Scentsy will be changing how they think about print materials because we're now in such a digital age, such as in August when I get my Scent and Warmer of the Month kit, which I didn't get the warmer this time. You'll see why when we talk about it. What in the world am I going to do with that? I'm not going to use it. But we will no longer be getting printed brochures in the kit. You can obviously print things out on your printer. There will be all sorts of digital things that can be emailed and texted and all that. But they're also streamlining, like there will be no harvest brochures that are paper. There will be no holiday brochures. The catalog itself is going to be much smaller and simpler. And there's just a whole bunch of that kind of thing coming down the pike. So just know if you are my specific customer that your fall packet may change somewhat in how it's presented and what's in it, because I do not have a high-tech printer that can do those beautiful glossy magazine type things. I think in some ways, with as digital as our age is, that the company needs to update itself. Because, I have stacks and stacks of those brochures that people just don't need or want. It is kind of a waste. But at the same time, some customers, if you're used to that and you enjoy those things, I just want you to know ahead of time that your print editions that I will send you a couple times a year, that's going to change a lot in format, and it's not going to look like the old catalogs and the glory days of everything being on paper. So just so you know that. This is Elizabeth Quinn with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. We have SFR in a couple weeks. I always do it virtually. I can't wait to see what's going on. And I am still hoping that there will be a scent list like we've always had. I don't know exactly how that's even going to come out this year because there are so many changes, but we'll know in a little while. And I really appreciate you guys sticking with me for almost 40 minutes with what I've been warming. Have a great afternoon, guys. God bless. Bye-bye.